I guess I'm going to start this review of the 770s with my claim that they are the most pleasant headphones I've tried so far. Of all headphones. They're just pleasant. And that's a new description, I'm sure, for most of you. Things offend me. A lot of things offend me. If you haven't noticed from like old reviews where I start cursing and everything. And these don't. Like you get them and you look at them and you're kind of like, what the hell time warp did these fall out of? Because these plastic cups, they're bus terminal seats from the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. I know a bus terminal seat plastic look like bowling alley chairs. So you're like, I mean, this is metal. Okay, metal. The pad is nice that it comes off. You could detach the pad to just replace it. It doesn't come with one of those stupid seals. It's metal in there. There's just a wire that goes across. That's fine. Simple's good. I think they've been making this same headphone for like 20 years. Or I don't know the history. Someone else knows the history. Fill it in the comments. So, super cheap looking plastic. Nice headband. Metal. Metal's good. You want to see a lot of metal. These pads are probably why they're so nice. Because I have other velour pads here, the ones from the Hi-Fi-Mans. I bought an extra 2 sets. And even though they're about the same size, the properties of them are entirely different. Where these velour pads let sound straight through, these may have just a different foam in them because you put them on, and these rival the closedness of my 280 Pros. And those, when I bought those very specifically because they said 32 decibels of ambient attenuation. To put that in perspective, when you go like shooting at a rifle range, you get those big cups. Those have about 30. So yeah, in the right frequency ranges, because there are different ranges that get lowered, and you could base on that. These do a damn good job. I don't know if I'd go hunting with them or shooting with them. I mean, you know what? I could probably give that a shot. Get it? Give it a shot? Alright, the clamp is perfect. They just go around your head and they sit there. These pads are nearly perfect. Keep in mind, this pair is 5 years old I got from the guy, so they're not exactly spring chickens. They're in decent shape, nothing rattles. And he said he washed these pads, so he removed them and washed them 5 times. And I was trying to like see how he got them off, because there's just like 4 clips when you take them off of a Hi-Fi-Man set. There's 1, 2, 3. These clips pop off on like the HM5s. It's a quarter turn. It's not even a quarter turn. It's like a sixth of a turn, and they just pop off. And that's nice and easy and great. But again, headphones from a bus terminal in the 80s. I think you have to actually physically peel the vinyl, the stretched vinyl around this lip, which would make these a real hard change. Now, that said, very comfortable pads. Very comfortable pads. Let's see if these come off. Nope, they rotate right around. They just spin. I can feel that vinyl spinning around that lip. Inside of here is actually it's like perforated pain. There's pain in here. If you run your finger along the inside of this, and I'm not sure if that's for every set of these, but it's just like a cheese grater. Legitimately, not like one of those over-exaggerations. It feels like a very sharp, like I'm going to start bleeding cheese grater. But your ears never seem to touch it, which is interesting. I haven't tried. I haven't like shoved my ear up in there and spun it, but I do not want. So, pleasant. How do they sound? They sound pleasant, too. Some of the best sub-bass, and by sub-bass I mean like 40 hertz and under. Like the real rolling thunder type stuff. Things you don't normally hear in closed headphones have a real hard time doing bass that isn't just boomy bullshit. And these accomplish just the nicest low end. Probably of almost any headphone. I put them over my beloved HM5s for low end. Because these can do it. But not by default. You got to go and get a bass boost going on an amplifier or a DAC or on your Windows. And then they can handle it. Which, by the way, these pads still don't touch my ears. And these, my giant freak ears, apparently, do touch top and bottom. But I don't mind, because it's like the nicest rug you've ever slept on in a hotel room bathroom. You guys can relate to that, I'm sure. So, comfortable? Yes. As comfortable as the HM5s. Different comfortable. First of all, HM5s have way too much of a clamp. I'd have to compare them against the NVXs. So, better clamp. Perfect headphone clamp. How's that? I actually took these to an emergency room. I had to go wait with somebody in an emergency room. And they had a fish tank there, like a 200-gallon fish tank. And the pump was making this noise. For non-stop. And there was a guy working on it. He's like, no, that's normal. So I was like, oh, good. Put those on. Fish tank noise goes away. I don't recommend them for any place where you need to hear someone speaking to you, because you're not going to. People complain about the high end in these, too. That there's too much sibilance in the very, very high end. And I didn't pick up on that at all. I've had a couple people try it on that have younger ears than I do, and they didn't pick up on it at all. Either. So, not sure if it's just because this pair is old. Maybe the new pairs have new sparkly drivers that give you tinnitus. But, yeah, no, not here. Everything about these headphones is pretty much, sound-wise, better than any other closed headphones I reviewed. I mean, they're not cheap. These are like $225 still for this design. Let's talk about features. Yes, features on headphones. So let's pull back out the brainwaves, which are $100 less than these. Detachable cables, check. Removable ear pads that are super easy to take off, check. I guess this has these buttons, so you can take off the top and replace it. So, take that, brainwaves. Oh, and the cable it comes with, in case you're wondering. There you go. Nice and portable. No. This harkens. These are, again, this is the kind of sign that says don't take these out. They're hard to power, too. I will say this. Of the four headphones I had sitting on this desk for a while, the 400s, the 300s, and obviously the brainwaves are super efficient. These are the hardest to drive. These, I have the O2 out for these. And they need it. They need the power. When I actually had them on, out in the open, my little count was at 50 volume units, which is maximum power. Maximum power, everyone! And only once or twice did I actually try to lower it, and then I just went, screw it, put it back up. So, no habla outside world without a dedicated amplifier or a really good DAP. DAP. Digital audio player. They still exist, goddammit. They just, I wish for the money they gave you a detachable cable. I wish for the money they had removable ear pads that could just be easily taken off, cleaned, because these definitely do need to be washed, and I hope he washes them again when I send them back, because I've been sweating all over them. Can't tell what that is, if that's just a vent hole. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I really do like them. I really, really do like them. I want to hear some higher end Beyer Dynamics now. I will link in this description the sound tests on the ears, which aren't set up yet. They don't twist this way either, but they doesn't seem to matter. What else I want to say? Oh, if you're gonna mod these, because I see a lot of people posting on Reddit, Oh, look, I modded my 770s or 880s or 990s. They're all pretty much identical casings. Some have different back panels here. Don't bother with the female, you know, don't do that. Don't add that hole there, because it's just, it doesn't help with the two reasons I like this detachable cables, and I'm going to get into this a lot more when I review the Hi-Fi-Mans. But the two things I think about when I hear, oh, it's got a detachable cable. One, okay, good, I could change the length of cable. And two, oh, good, if it gets stuck on something and I stand up, I don't break it. I don't yank the... Like, this has got hot glue on it, so obviously shit's gone wrong here. And when you put a plug in there, and you plug your thing in, anything like this, you're going to break something. Go back to one of my first headphone reviews. Go watch the Superlux review, where Superlux's solution to that, which was brilliant, and no one else will do it, because Superlux makes cheap headphones. They're like, no, we don't do that. We do a much better system. Like fucking F connectors. Are you high? Are they high? F connectors? Screw in F connectors. Completely like, oh, if you stand up and yank the cord, that'll definitely destroy every part of it that's a touch. I'll yell at that in its own video. But for this, for modding this, get yourself some heat shrink lengths. Get yourself an actual just 3.5 millimeter connector. Cut the wire like there, and make that go. Make that what your headphone looks like. Alright? Give it like a 2-inch wire. And then go out to any place you want and buy a headphone extension. They come coiled, they come straight, they come with anything you want, and then you can simply... Obviously, this is not what you'd want. You'd want the female end. You just plug it in and plug this into wherever you want it to go. And then if shit goes wrong, at any angle that it gets pulled, it just pulls out. Again, Superlux review. Best design for a detachable headphone cable ever. Put the heat shrink on it. Reinforce this so it doesn't get yanked at the corner here. It just do it. Do not put a mod in this where you actually put the hole, where you put the female end in. Put a male right there. Make this a 2-inch long headphone cable and extend it. Your life will be so much better. I will respect you more. And isn't that what you're all looking for? Really deep down, to have somebody on the internet tell you they respect you. Alright, I'm gonna get these on the cans, on the ears, and see if I can record how well they play. I'm not sure if that's gonna be possible. These play a lot like an open headphone, but close. And this will be a first to record that.